Bonjour, welcome to the latest episode, or should I say, welcome to another episode of Indian Way with Johnny R, the podcast that records live from the southern shore of the mighty Red Lake. And I'm your host, Johnny R. Obviously, coming to you from my humble abode on the Red Lake Nation, my undisclosed location. Hey, that rhymed. I was just thinking about life, where we're at, what we're doing, what what kind of life am I living, leading, stuff like that. It's come to my attention that we are not here for a long time, and what we do with what little speck of time we have here on Mother Earth not only affects you, it affects those around you, like your kids, nieces and nephews. Um, like for me, for kids I work with and have worked with for about the last 16 years or so. And, you know, I think about this today because I just come from a funeral. My homies lost their mother this week, and it was, again, it's good to get together, hang out with friends again, and you know, be there for each other. Which we were all there for the homies this week, and it's unfortunate that the only time we come together is during unfortunate times. But sitting there listening to people speak at the funeral, it's more like a I liked how that went today. It was a celebration of life. A great woman was sent on to the next world. you know she was cherished, she was loved, and the family chose to celebrate that life. you know they got that from their mother, who loved life and loved to laugh. And it's just pretty much how the indigenous people are. you know I was talking to another guy there at the table, and yeah, there was a thing. A local police agency has a Facebook page, and seems like when they put up a picture of an indigenous person, the whole all the cousins come out and start commenting and just pretty much hijack the page. I don't know what that that woman was, why she was being investigated or why she's part of the investigation, but our people just went off, man. We just having, you know, that energy, the asking why this anti what was wanted, and just the whole comments were anti this, anti that. And I think the last count is like 300 and some comments on that police Facebook post. And that just goes to show, the guy said, we can't take anything seriously. It's just our way of coping, going through things. we have to we have to laugh no matter what. And that was, the funeral today was a good example of that. I've known the family for about 30, 80, 88, 33 years. I've known the family, and they're um it's just humor is a big part of not only their lives, but a lot of a lot of the native families we know, the communities. Laughter is a big part of us. And nobody was sad at the funeral. And that that was inspiring to see. We grieve differently than others, and even though it was at a church, it felt like this felt like a good old native gathering, just celebrating the life of a great woman. And it was at a church, and then there was I think pastors, or whatever the church, Jesus Christ of Latter Day Saints, whatever they have, ministers, pastors, whatever. And you could sense the shift, the mood shift, when they first came up, and then the son spoke, and right there it was just that native indigenous humor, love, and it set the tone for the afternoon. And that's how it was at the wake too. And I really think that's how it should be. Yes, there are times to mourn, different ways to mourn, but this was a celebration of life. And it was again, good to see the my friends, and which I haven't really been around a lot of them, not just the pandemic, it's just being an adult, all having our own lives. It's hard to get everybody together like that. But it was a little sad to say goodbye to a woman that had a huge presence in not just this community, but in the whole powwow community. And it was uh it was a nice celebration of her life. And I bring that up because there are different ways that we all grieve, and the non-natives do it their way. And again, like I said, the pastors come up, and you could sense a sadness in their words both times. And but I don't know why I brought that up or thought of that, but you know that's what I told my wife. When my time comes, if you know God forbid something happened to me while I'm around a relatively young age, just uh cremate me, set up somewhere, DJ, have people tell stories about me, and just celebrate my life. You know, if I'm fortunate enough to have, uh, I don't know, just I don't want to. It seems like the way wakes and funerals are now, and especially with the recent residential schools and all that, and the church not being welcome within the native communities, or what, stuff like that. I've never been a religious man. I've never been a spiritual man. It's just I was around it growing up. I think my grandparents were pretty not very religious, but they went to church and stuff like that, and not very uh, yeah, a little bit spiritual, but that never really um I never saw it as a part of our life. Even now that I'm older, growing up, I got married in church because I don't know, that's what everybody did, got married in church, and that church eventually burned down, but that's not the point. It just the whole religion and spiritual thing is just not for me. I don't know where I got that from. I know my older sisters, they did the whole confession thing, first communion thing, and all that. And I sat in that. Well, first I was actually baptized when I was 4 or 5, without my permission. I was 4 or 5. I didn't know, and I got to wear a cool powder blue suit. I looked like a baby Ric Flair, and I didn't know what was going on. All I know was I got a cool candle from Father Meinrad back in the day, or whatever his name was. And then my sisters did the confession, the communion thing, and I forgot. I think they might have been 11, 12, I think. And then when I got that to that age, I didn't do it. And I asked my mom later on in life, why didn't I do all that church stuff? And she said, well, you didn't want to. I said, true, I didn't want to do that. And even spiritual too, the indigenous people have their own spirituality. And that's something I never got into either. I don't know why. It's just nothing. I don't know if I'm a what's the word, heathen, or what I am. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, um, but I am convinced there is a next life. You know, because I do want to. If something happens to me, I do want to hang out with the ancestors and stuff, and just like be part of that afterlife community. Hopefully, I go to the where everybody else is. But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing, and yeah, the whole religion, spiritual, never appealed to me, and I guess I carried that on to my kids too, and I just my kids grew up there thinking for themselves, and that's just the way it is, the way it are, the way. Oh man, now that I think about it, there's so many thoughts that I have about religion and spirituality, and the things you see growing up at a young age, not a young age, but like an impressionable age. There are the news stories of Catholics, abusing young boys, and then we'd have stories around here about medicine men abusing women, and that's probably where I got that from. Where I didn't care to be a part of those circles. That's probably where. Well, I'm going to definitely say that's where it came from. I don't know. I'm just. I live a life of convenience. That whatever fits into my path. Bring it on, bring it in. If I have to make like an extra effort, and if I have to go fast and starve and get a vision, I'm not doing that. I got shit to do, man. I don't have time to do all that. That being said, I do have an Indian name. My great aunt Maria Hardy gave me the name Misko McGizzy, an indigenous cause. Misquagami Wiza Guy Gunning Nindojaba Makwa Nindo Dame. What then? That's just my Indian name was Red Eagle, and which just happens to be my biological father's last name. So it wasn't much of a stretch. I wanted something cool. Maybe if I go for another name, but I don't want to go through all the jump through all the hoops and stuff like that. But yeah, I was baptized. I got an Indian name. I got married in a church. What other religious? I think that's the extent of my religiousness and spirituality. And I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, it was just the embracing our humor in difficult times is you're not going to get a lot of outside, well, non-indigenous that are going to understand our way of grieving, mourning, stuff like that. It might be considered offensive to them, but it's just the way we are, man. It's just the way we deal with things. We deal with things differently, and except for never mind. But yeah, other than that, it's times are getting weird again. The school board decided to continue distance learning for all of our Red Lake schools through January 3rd. The COVID numbers are not as high as they were last week, but they're still, I think, around 100 and some, 110 yesterday or the day before. And again, a lot of us are vulnerable. We have previous ailments, and it's going to be dangerous for a lot of us. So we appreciate that aspect of keeping our elders safe, keeping our kids safe, and those of us with that are considered vulnerable to health issues. I'm 45 years old. I'm not in very good shape. I'm diabetic, asthma, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, just living a life of excess, you know, which is, it's my fault, man. It's just the way I chose to live my life, life of excess, alcohol, junk food, stuff like that. And fortunately, I'm still able to function at not a high level, but I'm still functioning. I'm able to, but it's getting harder to get up steps, man. I was trying to help with chairs at the wake last night. Wasn't happening. Made it to the top of the steps, and that's it. I'm out, tapping out, bro. Sorry. To the Max said. Said that's what the nephews are for. So I'm that age now where I'll look to the younger ones to do the physical manual labor. So just getting old, man. We are getting old. It's another topic brought up was, a lot of our family dynamics will be changing because, lately there's been a lot of familiar faces in the obituary section. And that just eye opening, but it's also um, us getting older. Even though 45 isn't, it might be almost out of our prime years. Um, Physically, I'm out of my prime. I've been out of my prime for about 15, 20 years now, but I'm still able to get up and move around and lift. You know, Still fortunate enough to be able to load up 50-pound bags of dog food and 40-pound bags of salt pellets. Able to put them in, but it's starting to hurt now. Starting to hurt. I got to start taking better care of myself. I got to get back into the gym. I need to invest in a treadmill. I haven't been on a treadmill in about 3 weeks, and my knees are starting to feel it, my back. But this weather is killer. My hands are my, what is it, arthritis. You can just feel the hands crack, and what is happening to me? Enjoy your youth, kids. That shit's gonna go by fast. It just seems like a couple of years ago I was out raising hell, and now I gotta watch what I eat, watch what I do. Limit my physical activities, but yeah, it seems like it just times are so tricky now. You gotta hold those closest to you tight and just hold on and hope for the best. It doesn't help that there's still a lot of people out there struggling with alcohol and drugs. The addiction is strong here, and the agencies are being over what's the word, overwhelmed. Behavioral health, chemical health. It's There's a lot going on, and the resources are running thin. So if you can, take care of yourself. Be smart. One of these days, we're all going to have to come together and look out for each other. It seems like that's closer to being a reality. It's like we're gonna have to rely on our neighbor to help look out for ourselves and our families. So the Red Leg Nation's got to get their shit together. All of us. Almost sounds like I'm waiting for end time, end times to be coming. But that just I read too much. I watch too much YouTube and Twitter, and I don't believe shit on Facebook, man. It's all of those, even the the fake posters for the upcoming Spider-Man, which I saw that trailer. I'm actually pretty excited. I thought I was done with Marvel, but shit, I'll wait for that one. And then I think I'm done with Marvel. But yeah, you can't believe anything on Facebook anymore. There are some things that I thought were legit, thoroughly thought out, but apparently they were fact checkers said that no, that's bullshit. So I really don't share that much on Facebook anymore. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's all I got. But I just I was at a meeting today with the homie Corey Medina, and I will be hosting have MC duties at his upcoming show at Bridget's Pub in downtown Bemidji on Black Friday. And I believe the show starts at 9. Tickets are available on the Facebook. Look it up. Corey Medina, there's a link to his to get tickets and limited tickets because, the whole COVID thing. So look that up. That's where I'll be. And I'll also have I was asked to present for a conference for the University of Minnesota, and I go on tomorrow at 10. So if you can look that up, I know there's a link on my Twitter and Instagram, and my Instagram and Facebook page. So I'll be presenting for the University of Minnesota. I think it's about economic something anyway, but it's about Indigenous people surviving in the business world. So, they want me to talk about my comedy and podcast and Res comedy documentary. So, but yeah, those are the only two things I have coming up. Check them out on Facebook. Corey Medina and Brothers, Black Friday at Bridget's Pub in downtown Bemidji, which is 8 days away. So look that up, order some tickets, and that's where I'll be. Other than that, the conference tomorrow thing, and that's it. But I'll just be full on podcaster now. So that's all I got. Miigwech for listening, and those of you watching. Miigwech.